explain later. Where's the microphone? There it is. Good evening, GCC. My name is Timothy Namkung. I'm a senior at Drexel studying biology, and I'll be graduating in a couple of months. As of right now, my plan is to find a job. I still haven't found one yet, so much prayer would be appreciated. Tonight, I want to tell you a story. The story is of a young boy and his search for a place to belong. Once upon a time, a young boy set out into the world to seek his place in it. He traveled far, across the country, and settled in a large city, very different from the small town that he had grown up in. In the large city, he worked and he studied, seeking and finding, trying to find his place in the world. He thought he could be someone of importance, someone others could look up to. But as time went on, he still couldn't see his place in the world. That being said, he looked at others around him, hoping that they could give him a hint. And, well, they did. He looked at others and saw that they were doing better in their studies than he was. And he said to himself, I must be a moron. I'm worthless. He thought of the people back at his hometown, and he saw their smiling faces and their waves as they sent him off. As they sent him off with the best expectations of him, hoping the best for him. And he said to himself, I must be a disappointment. Someone who's worthless. Someone who lets others down with their actions. So he planned for the future. He worked as hard as he could, trying to find his place in the world. Trying to make it for himself, in fact. But in the end, he still couldn't. His heart throbbed and his eyes watered as he cried out, I am afraid. I cannot see where I'm going. He cried, he begged, he pleaded to others around him. Please, where do I belong? He asked them. Why am I here? He raged to the darkness. Finally, when all his energy, all his options, and all the people around him were exhausted, he lay down and he wearily said, I am alone. I do not belong anywhere. Do I belong nowhere? Please, somebody, anybody, tell me where I belong. And a voice, out of the darkness, a voice whispered to him, you already belong. Why are you looking for another place? You say you're a moron, a disappointment? No. I do not raise morons, I raise children. And far from being a disappointment, you are my child and I love you. You say you are afraid, fine then, be afraid. Come and take shelter in me and I will shelter you from whatever you are frightened of. And you say you are alone, but let me show you the truth. And so the voice lifted the boy's head and opened his eyes to see. Arrayed in front of him was his family, with brothers and sisters as far as the eye could see. I didn't memorize this far. The young boy looked behind himself and saw a man smiling at him. The man looked at him and declared, my father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. John 14, 2-4. And so the young man took the boy's hand and they started to walk together. Brothers and sisters, this is not the end of the story. Though eventually it will end in happily ever after. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know whether the road is short or long, and I don't know whether it's straight or winding. What I know is that I am the child of God. What I know is that I am beloved. What I know is that I don't have to be afraid. And what I know is that I am surrounded by brothers and sisters. Most of all, what I know is that I am heading home. Hallelujah. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.